We need to talk about Wells Fargo and their complete lack of empathy towards the people who have made a life-shattering mistake of trusting the bank with their finances. In the direct words of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Wells Fargo is a corporate recidivist that puts 1/3 of American households at risk of harm. That damning statement came with a recent fine of $3.7 billion levied against Wells Fargo for illegally charging additional fees and interest onto people's car loans and home mortgage payments. Obviously, this has some really serious consequences to the customers impacted. After all, houses and cars are basically the two most expensive purchases that the vast majority of people will ever make. And to have them just taken away just so a multi-billion-dollar bank can make a couple extra bucks, it's incredibly shitty. To quote the CFPB again, the bank's illegal conduct led to billions of dollars of financial harm to its customers, and for thousands of customers, the loss of their vehicles and homes. This company from hell agreed to settle the charges for $3.7 billion. Of that $3.7 billion, $2 billion would be going to millions of customers who were harmed under the terms of the order. And the final $1.7 billion is purely punitive, meant to discourage Wells Fargo from engaging in similarly more psychopathic acts in the future. Although even the CFPB acknowledges that Wells Fargo learning its lesson is incredibly unlikely, since they both admitted that the $3.7 billion is an absolutely minuscule amount of money for a bank that serves 1/3 of the country to pay, and that Wells Fargo already has a long history of fraudulent activities. Specifically, the report cited a 2015 penalty of $24 million for illegal mortgage kickbacks, a 2016 penalty of $4 million for scamming student loan borrowers, another 2016 penalty of $100 million for its infamous fake account opening scandal, along with a 2018 fine of $1 billion for, quote, illegal fees and insurance practices, and the auto lending and mortgage practices. So the 2018 penalty was literally for doing the exact same thing that they just got fined $3.7 billion in 2023 for doing all over again. These fines don't mean anything to Wells Fargo. When the bank makes more money by engaging in illegal activities than they lose by paying a fine if they get caught, then those fines just become the cost of doing business. Remember to like this video if you hate how these large banks are making billions of dollars, with a B, by fucking over all of our lives, and subscribe to send a digital middle finger in the general vicinity of a Wells Fargo executive.